I am now at Peller Estates Winery out in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, and today is Friday, July the 5th, 2024. It's Howard Paul Shore, and I just got served my first glass of wine. And I'm going to find out what kind of wine it is. Karen, what kind of wine is this?
This has got to stop. You're interrupting a tour. It's an ice cuvee. It's the classic. So you can't be doing this through my tour. Okay? Thank you.
Really? Did you hear that?
Juice, Mom. Don't worry. Yeah.
Anyway, this is the wine. I think I'm on the right tour. So, anyway, so this is the winery.
Come in a little closer.
As you can see, it's very nice. Okay.
Just come in a little closer so I don't have to yell. This building opened in 2001, but it now represents 4 generations of wine excellence. Andrew Peller came to Canada from Hungary in 1927 with just a few dollars in his pocket that he borrowed from a friend. He left behind his wife and his son so he could save up enough money for passage. And it didn't take him very long to get a job. He ended up working in Hamilton, Ontario. And here's some stuff. Started here at the place
The tourists here are much different than Argentina. quite different. Anyway, so this is my second winery that I visited, and probably the last one because I prefer the ones in Argentina, and you can see why. Check out my videos and you know exactly what the difference is. People are much more hospitable.
So he came from Hungary, left his wife and family behind, but they were reunited later on, not too much longer. He got a job in Hamilton, Ontario, Andrew, and they came together. But always in the back of his mind, he wanted the food and wine component that's so popular in Europe and bring it to Canadian tables. So now we're going to fast forward to 1961. Are you filming me?
No, I'm filming myself actually.
Okay. I don't like it.
Don't worry about it. You're fine. Continue.
Okay. So in 1961, Andrew made a leap of faith. British Columbia was an up-and-coming wine industry. They had the money, they had the land, they had the weather. The investment money was pouring in because they knew in British Columbia they could grow world-class grapes and make world-class wines. So Andrew did a leap of faith and went out and bought his first winery in Port Moody, British Columbia. If anybody's interested, just saying. And it cost $22 million. Just so you got pocket change or in the car, right? So that's 1961. So 1961, Andrew opened his first winery in Port Moody, British Columbia, but then he needed help. So he called on his only son, who was now completely grown up and happened to be chief of internal medicine at McMaster University Hospital. Very prominent hospital in this province, big neonatal, lots of teaching, lots of research at the hospital. Dr. Joe didn't know anything about the wine industry at all, and he didn't want to let his dad down. So he packed up his family and moved out to British Columbia. That was in 1961. 1974, Dr. Joe took over CEO of Andrew Peller Limited. Anybody that came down the Queen Elizabeth, which you four would have, you would have. Where did you come from before? Like, you came right from Jersey? Yeah. Okay. And you passed the parent company, Andrew Peller Limited, just outside a little town called Winona. You can see it from the highway on the service road. So Dr. Joe took over CEO in 1974 there. And in the late 80s, Dr. Joe wanted to retire. So he asked one of his sons to step in as CEO. And our boss is John Peller. And he was a corporate lawyer, so good fit for a CEO. And he knew the wine industry because he grew up in it. So he's our current CEO right now. But their 4th generation is Andrew's great-grandchildren. They're in different facets of the wineries across the country. We do have 5 in British Columbia, 4 in Ontario, and 1 in Nova Scotia. And we're going to move. This is like You're going to be surprised when you get around the corner. Okay. When did you go? right? When you walk around the corner. Yes. Now you can breathe. Okay. Come on in.
Or is our 45?
The next wine we are going to showcase is our 2022 Sauvignon Blanc. Now this is where we're going to do a structured tasting. So who has no patience? Many of you? Okay. This is where I call the shots, okay? I'm going to pour. You are not to look at it. You're not to smell it. And if I catch you tasting it, till I get everybody poured, okay? This is my rodeo. Okay, got everybody's attention. Everybody keep an eye on each other.
No problem.
And I don't miss much. I'll have to get some juice for you guys, okay? Maybe I'll do that first. Don't touch anything.
I dare someone. I just dare someone.
Just take the bottle.
It's called pomegranate.
Pomegranate and apple.
Okay, so looks good. Pomegranate's a good fruit.
Pomegranate and apple. Remember the rules. Don't even look at it. Don't even look at it.
Thank you, Karen. All right. Smells good.
Don't look at it. Don't smell it. We're not paying attention to the rules.
Okay. Well, I didn't taste it yet, and I won't.
Oh.
This is a different one, or the same wine? As the other two?
Do anything with it.
It is, okay. I thought you had two different ones here.
No look. No sniff. Don't even look at it. Don't even look at it.
She's strict.
Pretty much.
Oh, God.
I run a tough show. This is the only time I will torture you, okay? The rest you're on your own. Okay, you can tell a lot by your wine how young or old it is by its color. A young white wine will be very, very pale in color, and as it ages, it will get darker. So you can see your hand right through that. Next thing we're going to do is give it a smell. Thing going on in here. 2022 harvested, barrel, 8 months in stainless steel tank, so a year. Went into bottle in 2023. It's now 2024. So it's been in a bottle for over a year. So when you're in a car and you drove 7 hours, did you stop at all? Did you stop on the way up, or did you drive right
we
through?
did yesterday.
No, there was no stop.
No
No
stop.
stop.
Great little soldier. Wow. You get out of your car after 7 hours and stretch your legs. So we're gonna stretch the legs of the wine. So just swirl it around, use the table if you feel more comfortable. And this is called humoring. Okay. Sparkling?
Sparkling.
Right on. Don't do it, you'll lose your bubbles, okay? Next thing we're gonna do, I don't know what I don't know if this ever happened to you when you were younger, but I have 3 other siblings. We're all very close in age, and my mother was a real stickler for table manners. But when she left the room, unbeknownst to us, she heard everything that we were doing, but we would slurp things, and it drove her crazy. And when she would come in the room and go, bing, didn't hurt, just pay attention and stop doing what you were doing, or you've got something that's gonna hurt. We learned real quick. So what we're gonna do is a reverse whistle, perfectly acceptable, and make some noise with your wine. My mother's not gonna come and give you a tap on the head, so don't worry about that. So just take a little bit and just go, okay, just a little bit, don't choke.
Yeah, exactly.
Now your tongue is a complex little creature. Your sweet taste buds are primarily at the tip of your tongue. Your acidics are at the side. This is the dead zone right in the middle. Most wines don't wake that up very often. And if it's something really high alcohol like a spirit or a liqueur, you'll get a burn, then a sweet puff comes right after. But right here, when it hit those acidic taste buds, what happened to your saliva? Did it really wake it up, woke everything up? Because it is acidic, the wine is acidic. Hit these acidic taste buds and got everybody opened up. Let's go into the vineyard. Everybody's up. Everybody's up.
Good.
Now between the 2 properties, Riverbend Inn is over here, which you can't see with all the trees. That was purchased in 2020. And here, it's about 75 acres of property. A little over 50 are planted with grapes. But we also have 400 acres that are owned by the company throughout Ontario of grapes, and 400 acres of growers that grow specifically for us. And Trias, Wayne Gretzky, and 30 Bench in Ontario. These are the grapes. They all start out green, and they'll change color as the summer rolls on. So by October, this is Cabernet Franc. It's going to be a purple grape. But they all start out green. They look like little peas. Bud break was very early this year, about 3 weeks ahead of schedule. Everybody woke up at the same time because we had really nice weather in April. But that can be kind of frightening because we could get a frost. You never know what Mother Nature's going to do. But we didn't get it, so we sort of didn't worry about it anymore. And now they're really, really happy. The grapes in this area here were planted in 1998. So, but they're still producing, as you see. Like this is one plant, all there was over there. This one plant will probably give us 5 bottles of wine. Because they'll squish it, get every drop out of there. So the beauty of this particular property also is we don't have to irrigate, ever. There's a natural body of water below us. So when you see how high this grapevine is, how tall are you? Because you're the tallest one here. Okay? 6'4". This is going to get a haircut this week. Not you. And because we don't want to feed these leaves up here. We want to feed nutrients to the fruit. So with this being as high, the root system is 3 times the depth. So if you ever buy a piece of property that has a grapevine on it that's mature, just leave it alone. Don't try to dig it out. You'll be digging for days. You'll never get it out. What happens if we have winter kill? They'll break it down to the bottom, sort of auger it out, and then it will kill the root system and plant right beside it. That's what they do. Okay? So it's kind of fun to see it at this stage because a lot of people don't know what grapes really look like at the beginning of their little life. And these are self-pollinators. We do For bees, we have lots of clover. And the other thing we don't do anymore and haven't done for years, we use no insecticide. We have different plants in here that are bug tolerant. They don't like bugs. Bugs don't like them, so they won't come on the property. It's always very breezy here, so they don't land. And another little beneficial creature are small little birds called barn swallows. You'll see them darting around all over. They're tiny, tiny, and they eat their body weight in bugs in an hour. So they're very useful. They come in May, and then they fly south for the winter in September. How did you like the Sauvignon Blanc?
Very good.
Wonderful.
Let's go inside.
Thanks, Karen.
On the other side, there's a railing. So when you feel comfortable, use the railing.
Ooh.
Winemakers are nocturnal. They're not weird. They work in the dark. So welcome to the barrel cellar.
This is cool.
So this is the pretty girls cellar down here because we do dinners.
Okay.
From one end to the other will be long tables. It's beautifully decorated. It has to be pristine because you're paying a lot of money to do dinner in a barrel cellar. We also have a barrel house that's close to the parking lot. It's a structure that has no windows. There are 1,000 barrels in there. There are 300 down here. Each barrel in here, they are all reds. We use white oak. Come on over. White oak from France, Ontario, Hungary, to pay homage to Andrew Peller, who came from Hungary, Missouri, and Pennsylvania. This size of a barrel is called a barrique. The next size up, which would be in our barrel house, this holds about 300 bottles. Next size up is called a puncheon, and it holds about 600 bottles. And the size up from that is a food truck, and it holds the equivalent of 1,200 bottles. So this size here is what we like to use in here because it just looks pretty all the time. And people ask, why is this red? Is it a different wood? No, it's painted with wine. Winemakers are down here all the time, and they're testing for levels of pH and different things. And if they make a little bit of a spill, because they're all reds, so it doesn't look very pretty when you're having a big dinner. So they painted the middle section with red wine, just so to cover up the stains. The first two numbers on the barrel is the year the barrel was made. 2020, 2019, there's some 2023s in here, and 2018s. Barrels come in empty, and we fill them. So this was brought in 2020. Cost of the barrel, this size runs you €1,000 or 1,000 US. We use our barrels 5 uses, but that does not mean 5 years. Some wines are in there for 3 months, 7, 10, 12, 17, 20, or 24 months. After that many uses, because we'll use them more than 5 times if it's just little times, then do 3 or 7 months. If it's just short periods of time, we can use them another 2 uses. After that many uses, the oil has dissipated. We will keep some back as neutral barrels, because that's going to be top-ups through the course of a year, because this loses 1% through evaporation and from winemakers testing what's going on with it, and we have to top it up. It's called the angel share, that's what they call it, that goes out of here, and then we have to top it up. So we use neutral barrels, so it doesn't do, just keeps the wine safe. It doesn't do anything else to it. Right? The main light source is in the floor, far enough away from the barrels that they don't overheat. And it's always 16 degrees Celsius down here. It's climate control. This is my favorite one. Here you go, guys.
Karen, which wine are you testing now? Taste it. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks really, looks good.
The next wine we were going to showcase here is our 2020 Meritage. It is not Meritage. It is not French. It's not even a real word. It's made up. In California, in the early 1980s, California winemakers were making big Bordeaux-style wines. That's another word we can't use. Bordeaux. Can't use Champagne, can't use Bordeaux, can't use Burgundy, can't use Beaujolais, whatever. We'll find our own words. The person that named it took two words and put them together. Merit and heritage. So it's a wine that stands on its own merit. It's our heritage in the bottle. It is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon Dominant and Cabernet Franc and Merlot. The Meritage Society of North America dictates what grapes they will recognize and what you have to do with them. There has to be a dominating grape, over 50%. The other two have to be different percentages. That's the rule. You want to put the name Meritage on, you pay. The Meritage Society of North America. 2020 was fabulous. It was hot, it was dry. We had a long growing season. Mother Nature was kind to us. COVID wasn't. They were happy. They didn't have to search for toilet paper, wear a mask. They were extremely happy. But it did turn out that we had a lot of high heat. We had very dry grapes. Don't like to be wet anyway because they can find a water source, especially around here because there's a very low water table. And they can find their own source of nourishment that way because they don't like to be wet on top. The grape is leaf is fuzzy and it covers the grape bunch to keep it from burning because we don't want it to burn. It's like an umbrella, but if that gets wet, it'll stick to the grape and causes mold. Mold is very damaging. So with this Meritage in 2020, all these grapes were harvested between the middle of November or middle of October to the middle of November. We had heat all the way through. High heat, high sugar, high alcohol. It's big. If it gets to 4, and then we'll dry your mouth.
Okay, so right now I'm just waiting to try another glass of wine.
So this is definitely food wine.
No, but I don't ever have something like light skin. No, I like you never function. Yeah. She's right. I'm just like, what are you gonna do when you get to
Thanks, Karen.
So it's definitely a big beef wine, or if you're vegetarian, portobello mushrooms on the barbecue, because they're kind of meaty and they've got a lot of depth to them, a lot of flavor. Even lentil stews, or even big beef stews, or cheese, anything that's got big bold flavors works, and that will cut the tannin, because the tannin goes over your tongue and just dries your mouth out. But if you have food, that food will stick, and the tannin can't. It will cellar down till 2030 easily. Just remember, it's dark right now. It'll get lighter as it gets older. And if you do have a cellar, make sure it's dark, cool, and no light source, no heat, and very little vibration. Especially if it's sparkling.
Then it won't offset the
This,
bubbles.
this,
Yeah.
that's a mess.
Yeah, you're just gonna send
So just okay. Just bring it. So what do you think of it?
Very nice.
It's got some time to really soften up a little bit. Does anybody decant their red wines at home? Sometimes? We would love to, but we have fruit flies all the time. By the decanter, even if I had a cloth over it, those little devils can find their way in anything. Decanted wine in 1 hour will age in 2 years. So here's another test of patience. You want to really open up your wine a lot, pour it in the decanter, pour some in a glass. Walk away, 1 hour. Come back, pour from the decanter into another glass, taste them side by side. They'll blow you away. How do we clean a decanter? Very easily. One, no detergent. Okay? Decanters are porous. They will take on flavors. The best way to clean it is Polident tablets that people use for dishes.
That's amazing.
I have a retainer, and that's what I have to use. And I just happened to, the glass I had with a retainer in was getting a little discolored, and I thought it was from Polident, but it wasn't. It was Polident was cleaning it. So it goes with decanters, glasses, coffee mugs, coffee makers. It's amazing stuff. And it's inexpensive and very friendly to the environment because people are putting it in their house.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it really does work. Old stainless steel sinks, brightens it right up instead of using bleach, because that's not very friendly. Yeah. At 100 tablets, it's like $9. And I've had mine for years. Like, it's
I'm gonna take you up on that.
it really does work. It really does. Even if it's a really old stain, it's in the hand or a black, just leave it in with warm water for a little bit, try it out. Half hour, 45 minutes. As soon as it stops bubbling, just rinse it out. You'll be We're gonna part the waves. There's Sal to go through. Can you tell them upstairs we need troops? Yeah. Go stations and water.
Good luck, y'all. It's about to get cold.
Don't do it. No, I'm like kidding.
Don't tell them that. Come on.
Everyone's buying it.
Okay, let's go.
Mike, you gotta get a facility. How's like are the grills really dark? Or they like what are grills made of?
If you are finished with your red wine, these bags are for your take-home glass, okay? If you're not, don't rush. I'm going to talk about ice wine out here, because as soon as you get in there, which I have no problem. Yeah, so don't rush. This is for your take-home. It's easier to hang onto a bag. You'll get a glass inside.
Thanks, Karen. So this is the bag they're giving us, and basically they're telling us to put our glass in the bag. This is like a souvenir. Not that I need any more glasses, I have plenty of glasses. I'll probably give this to my host as a gift, right?
Who has never had ice wine before? Never had it? Never had it? Never had it? No. You ever had ice wine before back there? Yeah. You had ice wine? Okay, perfect. A true ice wine is one word. Do not be fooled by imposters. Especially my friends from the U.S. Because somebody told me that they ate ice wine from a vineyard in Maryland. I was born at night, it wasn't last night. They do not get minus 10 Celsius temperatures in Maryland. I'm pretty sure.
No.
If it's two words, they're throwing grapes in a freezer. So when I asked them, they said, oh yeah, it was two words. Ice wine. Ice wine is one word. A true ice wine. If it's from Germany, it's just spelled a little differently. Eiswein, E-I-S-W-E-I-N, one word. It is left on the vine to freeze. Picked at night when temperatures, our winemaker Katie wants minus 10 Celsius. VQA, which we're governed by, every bottle in this building is governed by the VQA symbol. That's the Vintners Quality Alliance. That's an assurance to you as a consumer. Everything in this bottle is where it says it's coming from. This is coming from the Niagara Peninsula. It could say Niagara-On-The-Lake. It could say Ontario, or it could say the name of one vineyard in Ontario. So that's VQA governs the whole province of Ontario wine industry. We do have wineries in British Columbia, and we can marry juice in here, but we can't put a VQA symbol on it.
Got it.
Their standards are totally different than ours. Okay? So a true ice wine, one word. This is a Vidal. It's a pretty standard ice wine. Everybody that does an ice wine does a Vidal because it's very thick skin. When you think of the process, the grape has water in it. The water will freeze at night like a little ice cube, stretch the skin. Thaw in the day, nighttime. This goes on night after night. The reason for minus 10 Celsius, Katie wants it colder, and minus 8, that's the threshold to harvest ice wine. And that's the rule across the ice wine world that does ice wine properly.
Yeah.
So this is sweet. So remember your tongue when we talked outside. Your sweet taste buds are primarily here. If you just hit those and swallow, it will accelerate on these sweet taste buds like a bomb of sugar went off in your mouth. So what I want you to remember, you're gonna get everybody in the party. Let it roll around. 5 seconds. So first sip, 5 seconds, 5 little words. Roll it in your mouth. What I'm gonna pour you in there is a full glass of ice wine. 1 ounce. I want you to treat it like liqueur. It is low alcohol. Don't treat it like a shooter. Or I'll have to take it. So if you need a jacket, they're here. They're all assorted sizes. So just take a look. They're made from recycled plastic. And they fit quite large, so mediums are quite big.
Probably gonna be more. You picture. Just tell them over. I know, eh? Take a look.
Thanks, Karen. Well, this is beautiful. Look at this. I love this place. This reminds me of the one I've been to in Argentina. Oh my God, this is so cool. This area reminds me of a bar that I actually been to in Argentina. Actually, it was a Bariloche. It was very similar There was lots of ice here, and it was really cold. And wow, this is amazing. And it feels great in here. It's nice and cool. That's right. It's beautiful here. I love this place. Karen's a great place here. That's right. I love it. It feels good. I have to admit, I think I really love this place. This is awesome, you know? And I don't feel that cold. It's like, you know? I swear I feel like I'm back at that bar in Bariloche. So now we're gonna try another type of wine here.
Oh, you found the throne.
Karen, what type of wine is this again?
The Dow Ice wine.
Thank you.
It's apple.
Oh. And it smells really good.
Everybody's got a nice wine.
It's very sweet wine.
Then didn't have one.
Really good. Delicious. Very good wine. Woohoo! It's party wine, right?
It's delicious.
Maybe for some
Yeah,
people, right?
really, really good.
So this small sip, and it should take you the same length of time to drink that much ice wine as it is to drink 6 ounces of table wine. But how you approach it. You want to just enjoy and savor, because it is sweet, there's no denying. But there's no added sugar. That's the hard. Think of it as a reason. That's what it's, everybody is drinking and they get some crazy. That's crazy. No added sugar. So it's cooking right now. Correct.
So we have a lot of happy people here. You know, everyone's enjoying the wine and enjoying this beautiful area too. Look at it. Wow. It's just gorgeous. Very refreshing, you know.
I love it. It's very delicious.
Everybody loves the ice wine. I don't even feel cold here. Can you believe it? Probably because I was brought up in Toronto, Canada, so we're used to cold weather. But this is so beautiful. Just beautiful. I love the ice, you know? Yeah, give it a kiss. See? Look, there's even a chair to sit down on. Wow. Like a throne. My son's chair. It's so cool.
And it looked like maple syrup.
Oh, wow. So this is like a little throne, huh?
Still had the flavor.
Amazing.
Look really dark. That's all.
So cool, huh?
They're Americans. I said I'll get them this. It's like a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
treat.
Okay.
We're gonna bring this glass down with us.
Anyway,
Are you frozen?
It's not too
You want out?
how do you like the wine?
It's very good. So you all came from New Jersey?
Here, I
All
want
places. Amazing stuff here.
All right. So I guess we're gonna probably leave now. That was wonderful. Wonderful experience today. Okay. So I guess now we have to put our jackets back that we borrowed.
Underestimate the power of ice wine. I know we class it as a dessert wine. If you want to have it for dessert, it can be dessert in a glass. Because it's just small sips and just enough to get the edge. Sometimes you've got a really, really big meal and you just needed something a little bit sweet to sort of help with digestion.
Yeah.
Okay? You can have it as a starter with spicy hors d'oeuvres. Heat and sweet balance each other out. The wine will cut the fire but keep the flavor. You can stand up to a lot of very big, bold cheeses also. Big blues, big cheddars. So you have it as that too. It can handle it. And the one thing it does make is a really mean martini.
Martini.
2 vodka, 1 ounce of ice wine, super cold martini glass, and garnished with frozen green grapes. So it looks like you have olives. And it won't dilute anything because they're frozen grapes. They are sneaky though. Very sneaky. Sitting in the sofa chair, have a couple ice wine martinis, and then you forget what happened. That was the last time I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. This is working out so easy. Yeah, we're going to finish upstairs. If you're still got ice wine, bring it with you. You can finish it upstairs. If you're done, just leave it on the right table. Okay, so we'll finish upstairs. You can bring it with. Yeah.
Oh wow, so now we're in the store.
We'll finish up here, recap, and then I'll set you free. Where are you going after here? Okay. You got a lot. 38. Just here. So we'll just do a recap up here, and then I'll set you free. Where are you off to after this? Oh yeah. Very nice. Where are you up to after
We're
this?
staying on, what's the place called? I don't know, nearby. So, and it's in the Hay Street.
Hay Street? Okay.
So it's not like there's a beautiful backyard where we're staying.
Oh,
and
is
all
it
that stuff.
B&B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just like a house.
Oh, okay.
Airbnb.
Airbnb. Okay, perfect. What about your ladies? Where are you up to after this? Fort Erie. Nice. Nice. Where are you guys going after this? Okay. So the 4 wines that you tried on the tour, the first one was the sparkling wine, Ice Cuvée Classic. It is in the sparkling section over to the left. The next one was the Sauvignon Blanc. The next one was the Meritage for the red. And the ice wine that I think everybody liked was the Medel. So that's the big bottle over there with the blue band on it. The 200 ml is over here. If you purchase any bottle of wine up to the price you paid for your tour, you'll get $5 off each bottle. Okay? I hope you enjoyed. We're big into wine education, so if I taught you something today, I've done my job. And come back again, okay?
Thank you so much.
So anyway, we just finished our tour, and Karen's busy right now, but it was a fantastic tour. So if you're looking for a great place to visit, come to Peller Estates Winery out in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. And of course, I'm in the gift shop right now. Thanks so much for watching my video. Have a great day. Come visit. Bye-bye.